The Atlanta Falcons just gave us a big clue about their offseason and draft plans. In this video, I'll break it all down for you, so stick with me for a moment while I set the stage. Today, the Falcons general manager Terry Fontenot and head coach Raheem Morris spoke at the NFL Combine. Now, Morris didn't reveal much. He gave the usual, "This is where the team is headed" speech. But Fontenot, he said a lot. And if you listen carefully, you can pick up hints about the Falcons' future strategy. Let's start with this tweet from Will McFadden. He quoted Fontenot saying, "There won't be 14 players taken in the draft before the first defensive player is off the board. This draft is loaded with defensive talent." This is a big shift in Fontenot's approach. In the past, he has always focused on picking the best overall player available, no matter the position. But now, he's clearly seeing the depth of defensive talent in this draft, and that could mean a new strategy for the Falcons. Then there's another tweet that really stands out. It mentions Fontenot talking about the defensive line. He emphasized that the Falcons need to get bigger and more physical up front. That's a strong statement, and if they stick to it, we could see a serious focus on strengthening the defense. And here's the biggest clue of all, this tweet from Dr. Orlando Ledbetter. The Falcons are having a defensive draft. None of the Falcons' offensive assistant coaches will attend the Combine. Read that again. None of the offensive assistant coaches are going to the Combine. That's almost unheard of. And it doesn't stop there. The Falcons are using all 45 of their interview slots on defensive players. This isn't just a minor shift. It's a full commitment to building a stronger defense. If you were wondering what direction the Falcons are heading in this offseason, this just made it crystal clear. Once again, we're seeing a major shift in Terry Fontenot's mindset. He's making it clear the offense is in a good spot. Sure, they might add some help on the offensive line, but when it comes to skill positions, including quarterback, they feel set. But defense, that's where they plan to invest big. Based on what Fontenot has been saying, don't be surprised if the Falcons draft 4, 5, or even 6 defensive players this year. They keep dropping hints, and it's becoming clear building a stronger defense is now a top priority. Maybe Fontenot has realized that a great defense is the key to winning games, and now he's ready to make it happen. Speaking of defense, let's talk about Grady Jarrett, one of the Falcons' best defensive players. His future with the team is up in the air. If the Falcons release him, they could save $16 million in cap space this year. That's a huge decision. So, will Jarrett stay or go? Today, Terry Fontenot and Raheem Morris addressed that question. Here's what Morris said. "You can't really put a value on what Grady does. Sometimes it's about more than just a business decision." That's high praise. But then, Fontenot took a different approach. According to Dr. Orlando Ledbetter, Fontenot wouldn't call Grady Jarrett untouchable. What does that tell us? Two things. The Falcons value Grady Jarrett, no doubt about that, but at the same time, his future isn't guaranteed. This could be one of the biggest decisions of the Falcons' offseason. Do they keep their star defensive player, or do they move on and free up cap space? What do you think the Falcons should do? Let me know in the comments. The Falcons want to keep Grady Jarrett, but only on the right terms. If they can extend his contract or restructure it in a way that helps the team, they would love to have him stay. That much is clear. But here's the catch. If Jarrett isn't willing to restructure or accept a reduced deal, they will let him go. So what's the likely outcome? Based on what we've heard, the Falcons will probably restructure Jarrett's contract. If he agrees, he stays. If not, they cut him. Simple as that. Expect this decision to unfold in the coming months. The big story, the Kirk Cousins situation. The biggest news of the day, Kirk Cousins. Both Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot spoke about the quarterback situation, and the message was clear. Let's start with what Morris said. Michael Penix Jr. is our quarterback. No hesitation, No debate. That statement makes it clear. Kirk Cousins is not the Falcons' starting quarterback anymore. And here's the more interesting part. If you've been following my videos, you know this isn't just about football. It's about the Falcons standing their ground. Kirk Cousins made certain choices that the Falcons didn't appreciate. Now they're making a statement. You either accept your role as the backup or you sit behind Michael Penix Jr. Torrey McElhaney confirmed this in a tweet. Terry Fontenot told the local media that the Falcons' stance on Kirk Cousins hasn't changed since January. The plan is to move forward with Michael Penix Jr. as the starter and Cousins as his backup. Translation: the Falcons will not cut Cousins. They're willing to keep him on the roster, even if it means paying him to sit on the bench. This is a bold move, and it raises a big question. Will Cousins accept being a backup, or could this situation get messy? Let me know what you think in the comments. The Atlanta Falcons are facing a big decision with Kirk Cousins. If they don't trade him, he could miss out on a $10 million bonus. The Falcons are standing firm, telling Kirk that if he doesn't lift his no-trade clause, he'll be sitting on the bench behind Michael Penix. This could mean he might not play in the NFL again. Kirk Cousins now has a choice to make. Either he can waive his no-trade clause or risk not playing football anymore. It's as straightforward as that. I admire the Falcons for sticking to their guns and making it clear that they won't just let him go without a fight. Let's recap what's happening with the Falcons. They are focusing on strengthening their defense. They won't have any assistant offensive coaches at the Combine. They want to keep Grady Jarrett, but if the price is too high and he's not willing to negotiate, they might let him go. They are standing firm with Kirk Cousins, and now it's up to him to decide what he wants to do. There's a lot to think about, and I appreciate the Falcons for being open about their plans. If they end up drafting a wide receiver in the first round, it might seem like all of this was just talk. However, I genuinely believe they will focus on defense and could draft 5 or 6 defensive players this year because they know it's a big need. What do you think? Do you agree or disagree? Leave a comment below and let me know. If you want to see more videos like this, check out the one linked here. As always, thanks for watching.